Toby, it's time to talk track and field, the indoor version. First big meet coming up this weekend. But there was a few athletes who got a sneak preview to the season back in December. Talk about what that provided them as a kickstart for the rest of the year.
Yeah, 115 athletes on the team, had about 10 compete back in December. Had a number of them post at the time top 20 or 30 marks in the nation, and a couple of those held on. There's still a few marks that are still up there. Basically, we just had some people that we felt had the potential to get early season national marks, or will be people that will be hunting for those marks later on in the indoor season. So it's kind of nice after a long season to get them out there, and long season to get them out there early and see what happens.
And so this week, how many athletes do you expect to have competing, and what do you look for from the competition?
Yeah, so we've got 70 athletes competing, and about even split down, men and women. Got people in almost every event. I got a bunch of relays, whether it's the distance medley relays and the 4x4, and then a lot of sprinters. Not very many distance runners. They're coming off a cross country season, and we have some people studying abroad during Jan term. And then we've got throwers. All they do is the shot put in the weight. So we have some very talented throwers that don't do those events, so they won't be competing. And then hurdles. There's no 400 hurdles and some of these other events where we have some very talented athletes as well. So they're mixing it up and doing some sprinting. So all that said, we got a large group and a large group of events, so it'll be a fun couple days.
There may be a misconception out there among some people that indoor is just outdoor preseason. Talk about how the indoor season is something unto itself.
Yeah, I tell people it's like a wrestling season or a swimming season or a basketball season. It's its own sport. It has different events. It doesn't have all the same events that outdoor has. Has different events. Instead of the 1,500, we have the mile, and instead of the 3,000 steeplechase, it's the 3,000 flat race, and instead of the hammer, it's the weight throw. And then obviously there's some events they don't do inside, like the jab and the discus and steeplechase. But so the events are a little bit different. And then there is a national championship. Division III hosts a national championship. We've had several athletes compete in that, become All-Americans, even national champions. And so, it's its own sport. It's just out here in the West. It's not that big of a deal. Obviously, California doesn't need indoor track. They could do outdoor track all year round. Same with, Arizona and things like that. So, but indoor track has evolved, and it's definitely at the high school level. The podium is going to actually have 3 meets that high school athletes can compete in this year, including our meet that we're hosting is going to have some high school events for just a couple. So it's growing indoor, the idea of it, and we don't have a conference championship, so I think that a little bit skews it in some people's mind, because it's like, well, what are you competing for? Well, we're trying to get people to nationals, and we're trying to get allow people to be All-Americans or national champs, which we have an opportunity this year to do.